Well, Pensacola city leaders could be following Mobile's lead. They are considering starting a teen curfew next year.
But officials will need a lot of input before they put it into effect. Fox 10 News reporter John Rogers was at that meeting. He joins us in the studio with more. John?
Bob, Lenny City Council member John Gerald spearheaded the effort, and today he met with county law enforcement and school officials to get their feedback. Many in the group and in the public were interested in the idea of this curfew, but they also had a whole host of questions. As sunset signaled the end of another day along Florida's Gulf Coast, this longtime local was reeling another fish out of the water. And he thinks that on late nights, teens should be out of the streets and not fishing for trouble.
I'm from a little small town, and we didn't have a problem, but I noticed in the larger cities they do have a problem. I was thinking about Mobile, the shootings.
Crime is just one part of what I'm concerned about.
And City Council member John Gerald hopes a teen curfew could curb teen crime. After months of research, Gerald's is proposing an 11 p.m. curfew on school nights for teenagers aged 17 and younger. But instead of throwing the teens in a detention center, they would be given a series of citations. And after the third citation, the teens would be ordered to do community service. Gerald says aside from curbing teen crime, it could reduce the dropout rate and incidence of teen pregnancies. Gerald's curfew is based on one in place in Jacksonville. But at today's meeting, there were not any hard numbers on the success of Jacksonville's curfew.
We would love to, be involved with this, anything that betters our community. But right now, I think we're dealing with a lot of anecdotal evidence. People are entitled to their opinions, which we respect, but they need to get more in tune with what's really going on in society.
Today's meeting was an opportunity to get the kinks worked out. Some of the concerns included the legality of the curfew and the costs of starting it. Today, Gerald's heard from a mix of supporters and detractors for the idea, and he said he welcomes everyone's input.
But once they get a good idea of what we're trying to do, what we're concerned about, the quality of life for our children and for the city and county, I do believe that they'll all come around.
Gerald wants to have the curfew in place throughout the county by early 2012. But if you ask this fisherman, he has a better idea.
Well, maybe if kids spent more time doing this, we wouldn't have a problem.
Sheriff Morgan says Escambia County is a mix of a metropolitan area and a rural community. Morgan says last year a curfew was being discussed and those in the metro area were in support while those in the rural area were adamantly opposed. You're invited to give your input into this proposed curfew. Councilman Gerald says in the very near future he'll have another meeting to discuss this idea, and when that happens, we'll be sure to let you know.